Welcome back, all you beautiful people, to your Feel Good Breakfast Show on this beautiful Thursday. Happy Thursday. It's also Fashion Thursdays now. As you can feel it, the air is starting to get cooler. We are heading into winter, and with autumn still glooming in the air, it's time to update our wardrobe with a few key items. Now, this season is all about the soft touch fabrics. Yes, from A-line mini to the faux suede biker, you can get it all at Woolworths this autumn winter 2020. Now, joining us again in studio to discuss the Touch Me fabrics, I like that trend, is the editorial director from Women's Health, Danielle Wakely. Thank you so much. You gave us a matte finish. Now time to
I'm everywhere today.
You are everywhere, just giving us the tips and the trends and everything.
I wouldn't mind being touched by those items on the rail because number one, I love the fabrics and I just love the silhouette themselves. Now, going into autumn winter 2020, we're seeing a new and key winter trends. What is the main trend right now?
So the big ones that we are having a look at that I wanted to chat to you about today, and you made mention of it earlier, is Touch Me fabrics. And I think it's such a great way of describing all of the winter suedes, velvet, corduroy, leather, knitwear. It kind of has that tactile feel to it that just makes you want to kind of snuggle in and stay at home, which is probably exactly what we're supposed to be doing, right? So Touch Me fabrics, knitwear is massive. And I know that sounds ridiculous, such a fashiony thing to say. It's like, oh, knitwear is so big for winter. Obviously it is, but it is particularly big this year. There's loads of polar necks and cardigans and longer length things that are coming through. And suede, another big one, which I love the play of suede and leather, and there's a lot of both of those things. So key trends for me on that front, and you can see from the rail also key trends is the return of all those beautiful browns and honeys and caramels. Again, it sounds like I'm talking about foundations again, but it's same palettes. They are gorgeous and they kind of feel like you want to.
And they look rich in color.
Completely. I think that's what I love about some of the knitwear is that it gives you the option to kind of go for something that's a lot brighter, but still works within that color palette versus all of the beautiful brown knits and when it gets to things like this, also the embellishment, and there's a lot of those kind of things. So not just something plain and simple, but something with a little bit of detail. There was a lot of that return to the 80s where it came to like those incredible embellished knits on the catwalk. And again, also kind of looking back at the 80s was the return of the tight turtleneck, which again is a great base layer as much as it is something that you can wear on its own, which I really like. It's great to layer over other cardis, to tuck into a skirt, to belt, or to wear with some of the trousers. There's a lot of equestrian style. You don't actually need to have ever ridden a horse to be able to wear it. But there's a lot of these kind of equestrian style trousers that are in store. These are actually in store at the moment, should you be so interested.
And they're also very
which is
stretchy.
great. It's a stretchy pleather, which is brilliant and looks really great on. And there's obviously the suede versions of those. And again, like that play of textures where you can kind of just
understand our Touch Me fabrics.
I know, and like a knitwear layer tucked into these with a cardi over the top and a scarf, you're kind of ready for winter.
Bob's your uncle.
Yeah. So that's my vibe.
I feel like you're also very passionate. I've never heard you speak so much. You're like, oh my gosh, this is me. But what if you had to like break it down for us? What would be some of your key items that you must have coming into autumn winter 2020?
Okay, key item for me would be a great basic knitwear piece. For me, I've got slightly bigger boobs, so I would go for a V-neck cardigan rather than the turtleneck because I think it's a more flattering shape, but either or. I would go for a pair of the equestrian trousers because I think you're going to wear them right through the season. They'll be great with a pair of boots, but they're really great with a low heel for now. So they've also got a lot of versatility to them. And then a beautiful suede overlay. So either a shorter crop bomber jacket or one of the unstructured. I absolutely love this because I think it's something that you'll be able to wear a lot. It's unlined, so it doesn't feel like you need to have too many layers on underneath. You know, you can throw it on over the top and you're not going to boil as soon as you walk inside. It's a beautiful longer length, it's belted, it's got lots of great detailing around the trench coat idea, but also has a really soft kind of waterfall feel to the fabric. So for me, key buy, I absolutely love these. But the bomber styles are also really great. But again, then you're playing with silhouettes. I feel like if you're going to go for the pants, then maybe a longer length jacket is actually something that's like a lot more wearable.
I mean, there's a modified version of the coat with the model now that you can also, if you don't want a trench coat, you can kind of go for the waist cut.
Well, that's it. I mean, I
Yeah,
think
for
that's
this.
what I absolutely loved about this jacket. I love the colors. So all of those muted shades, like if you move away from the browns, it's not bright. It's lots of these like moss greens and the charcoals and things like that. The jacket for me hangs really beautifully because it's that faux suede. And it looks great with the colors.
Take the jacket off quickly, if you can take the jacket off, because I would also just play around without the jacket. And
Yes,
even
that looks
just
beautiful.
like that. Like for me, it's like, hey, we're going to lunch, but then later put on the jacket and like.
But that's
you
it,
are
and I
safe.
think the soft knitwears also are so easy to tuck in, so it doesn't need to feel like it's your jersey as an overlayer on top of everything else. It's an opportunity to tuck it into something and belt it, and we saw that a lot. Me personally, on the front row, Chanel, saw that at the catwalk shows. It was a lot of tucked in, belted, really pretty jerseys, even cardigans worn with nothing underneath. So just using your button-up cardi and tucking it in as a layer. They're gorgeous.
Absolutely gorgeous. Thank you, model. Thank you
model.
so much, Jan.
Also just quickly to talk about the low boots and high boots. This is the start of the season, so there's lots of space to pop those on. And I'm obsessed with snakeskin, so I had to pick those.
Girl, you are just a plug. Thank you so much, Jenny, for joining us this morning. Fashion Thursdays is what it is. You remember you can shop this online, in-store, better yet, download the app and get all this inspiration.